Welcome back everyone. Last episode we took a massive leap forward in our mission to create the ultimate cozy base in Minecraft. We finally transformed the mountain path from episode 1 into something truly awesome, and we even built in a cozy mountain library and added in a secret entrance to our future new main area of our base to replace our starter hall. But today I'm feeling super inspired to continue bringing my dream product to life. We're diving into the next big phase of our base, a hidden area deep inside of the mountain. This is easily going to be the biggest episode of the series so far, packed with creativity and exciting builds. So if you're ready for a mix of fun and inspiration, then hit that like and subscribe button and let's get started. As much as I know that we need to move on really from our little starter hall, I can't help but feel oddly attached to it. I mean, we've been operating out of here from day one really, and it served its purpose. It's got like the basics that you can never really need out of a world when you're first starting out, like all the workstations, a few villages, and a bit of storage. But really, it's time to just dive right on in. I mean, last episode, we built out the entrance into the inside of the mountain. I was really happy with how that came out. And then obviously, we finally tackled decorating the path through the mountain. But the highlight, of course, is the library. And I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with how this came out. I mean, as you might or may not know, I don't usually do much in terms of interiors, and it's not necessarily my strong suit, so to get this far with something like this, I'm just so pleased with how it came out. I mean, I've kept it quite sort of small and cozy to kind of really fit in that theme of not going too like big and out proportions and sizes, but just kind of keep it humble, and I'm really happy with it. I mean, at a glance, you just think it's quite an innocent little cozy library, and you never really think there's anything more to see to it. But of course, we built in our secret entrance that's going to be leading into our main base. So an idea that really excited me was to actually build up a hidden bar behind this sort of hidden entrance here. And so basically a speakeasy. So if you don't know what a speakeasy is, it's basically like a hidden bar. So it's like quite prevalent, I think, during Prohibition era times in the United States. And there would be like a bar that would be hidden away behind sort of inconspicuous sort of entrances, like a hidden door, like usually behind something like concealed doors or like the bookshelves. And it could open up and lead into it. So this is kind of what I had in mind. This is exactly why I built the library in the first place, because I wanted to build a bit of a facade. So like an innocent looking cozy library, but it just so happened to have the hidden entrance. And I wanted to lead into a hallway. So I figured, so the first thing to do really is just kind of start things off with digging up a hallway. And then it's going to lead into the main area. So I don't really have a set plan as to how much space I'm going to need. I mean, I took some loose inspiration from sort of pictures like these of some sort of classic bars, and this is kind of what I want to do. I mean, as you'll notice, they're very heavy on the sort of wood paneling and very wood heavy in general. So that's exactly the sort of theme that I want to go in. And I think that also worked really well with the style that we've been building in general in our whole base, really. I mean, we're going for that very cozy, chilled out vibe. So although it is a little bit different to what we've been building up on the top of the mountain and the actual outcrop itself, but I think it's all going to work. And I think it ties in so well with the library itself. Okay, so I've cleared out a nice big area here now, and I'm hoping it's going to be enough space. So I don't have a set plan of exactly what I want to do, so I may need to dig out more. We'll see how we get along, but I think it should be enough for now. So we are cutting it a little bit close to the pathway that's kind of leading up over our heads. So I'm hoping this isn't going to get in our way, but we will see how we get along. We probably can do something to incorporate it, I guess. But yeah, and the other thing is we actually do have these two columns here. This is where, so Eden, who I'm basing with, he's built these water elevators going up and down from the mountain. But I think we actually also might be able to incorporate them into kind of maybe like a quick way up to the top and also like a quick way out of the speakeasy. Before we go any further, we need to start mapping out our room layout, so give ourselves something to kind of work from going forward. So wool is probably the way forward, so if we start placing some of this down, we can start to kind of like partition off like the layout. So the thing is really is I want the bar to be the very first thing that you see as you walk through the hallway leading up to it from the library. So I think if we have the bar around here, so I don't want it to be like too big, but maybe like something like this should give us enough space to work with. Yeah, like this, so like about that deep, and then just about here I think should do the trick. And then we can build in like some bar stools and little tables all around to kind of fill out the area. And then around the side, I think if we had like a little like walkway kind of going around to the rear, and that's where I actually want to build up some sort of like entertainment area. Because typically what you might find in like a speakeasy is that they might have like a jazz band or something. So I think if we have like a dance floor and like an area for something like that, then I think that could be pretty cool. I mean, a little while ago, me and Eden actually went on a load of quests, which I can show later on, where we actually found all of the music discs in the game. And I think actually we could probably incorporate that, maybe make something to actually play them all or something. So yeah, definitely we need a nice big area around the back here. So I'm probably going to have to dig out more, but yeah, that's for later. Anyway, let's actually get cracking and collect up some resources. So as you saw from those inspiration pictures, I'm going to need a lot of wood. So let's get cracking and get ourselves a load of spruce and I think dark oak. So I think that's because obviously dark oak, you get those really nice like the trapdoors, which look like those like wood paneling. So I think that's definitely going to be something that we're going to be using a lot of. So let's just grab a little bit of bone meal from our greenhouse that we made a couple of episodes back, so that we can at least farm up at least a good amount to get ourselves started with. The only problem really with having no exact plan of what you want to build is that it's hard to know exactly where to start. But I think at least going along with the floor is probably a good way to begin. I mean, at least if we can start to get a feel for the place, if we start focusing on like the floor and then the sort of the bare bones walls themselves to surround it, then I might actually kind of provide some inspiration about where to go next. So let's just fill in the space here. I'm thinking just spruce planks is going to do the trick, and then I need to figure out the walls. So what I'm thinking is having kind of like the planks again going up, but then having like wooden columns that make the way up the wall, so that we can have these little like niches. I don't know if that's the right word, like some sort of like inlet bit between them. I think that can look quite cool. So, is 3 blocks between them going to be enough, or is that going to be too little? Yeah, I think actually might be too little. I think what I actually might do is make this 5 like between them, because then we've got enough space. Yeah, I think if we make it 5. Then actually we can have a nice little bit of space in between. And then I think what we can probably do is I'll probably add stuff like, I know, some shelves or like paintings or I don't know, something different in between. I think could look quite cool. Yeah, I think this is starting to look good. I mean, don't judge me too much. I mean, it's it's nothing much to look at the moment, but I think you can kind of get the gist of where at least I'm loosely thinking of going with it. But what really worked, I think, with the library was adding like an outline around the top or like above the wall pillars and just kind of joining it up, and it just kind of make the room feel a bit more complete. So I think I'd like to do the same thing here, really. I think it could work really well. So yeah, I think something like this. And I think that's going to give us a really good starting point all in all to kind of just build out from there. Like this gives, as I said, the bare bones. And it gives us something to really kind of start filling out. And then when I want to really dive into more of the interior, then I think it's just going to make it a lot easier for us. So yeah, let's just kind of finish up this little bit here. Then I think we're kind of ready to start focusing on some of the other key elements like the bar. And I am particularly excited to actually start on the bar. But before we do that, let's just quickly fill out the little hallway as well, because at the moment it doesn't really feel very joined up and it's kind of a bit jarring. So let's also do the same thing with adding some more pillars here to kind of join it up, so that as you're coming through the library, it's just going to kind of blend nicely into our little area. A bit like this. Yeah, that's cool. Right, the main challenge is actually going to begin now. I mean, this is the bit where I knew I was going to struggle with the most. And that's trying to figure out like what I actually want to do for the bar itself. I mean, it's all very well, looking at pictures and all that, but actually figure out what I want to do, that's the hard one. But, so I'm just going to try and error a little bit to see if I can find something that I actually like. So, I don't know. I don't think dark oak planks is going to do the trick. But something I did think I liked the idea of was using the chiseled bookshelf. So hear me out. I mean, if you look at the top, the texture, it looks really cool. I mean, so looking, obviously we don't need to worry about what's actually behind here. We can kind of hide the fact that it is a bookshelf behind the bar. But around the front, if we put the trapdoors up here on the side, and then actually have the chiseled bookshelf texture at the top, that looks really cool. It's quite unique, and it's a little bit of a pop of different color. So I think that works quite well. And then of course we need to think about some bar stools. So I think I can probably do this with just some, like a little fence post at the bottom, and then trapdoors on the bottom like this, or something like that maybe. And then, I mean, signs is probably going to be good for sort of surrounding it. Now, I'm probably going to adjust this a little bit as I go along, but yeah, something like that maybe, like maybe oak on the sides like this. That looks all right. I mean, yeah, I think so. Or we could try swapping it out. Let's mix it up a little bit, actually. What about another sign on the back? No, that looks terrible. I think it was definitely better with a trapdoor on the back and not signs all the way around. I think signs are fine for the sides, but definitely too much for like surrounding the entire thing. Oops. Okay, I didn't quite mean to do that. But okay, I just had an idea. Let's swap it actually for oak on the bottom, because then actually these signs are probably going to work a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. All right, let's get at least, I think we can fit 3 here really on the sides. Oh, okay, I keep changing my mind about what trapdoors to use. Oh, yeah. So let's build up 3, I think. Yeah, because I don't think we can fit any more than that. If we try to fit too many in, it's going to feel a bit claustrophobic, and I just think it's going to be a bit too much. So I think just the 3 like that should do the trick, and it kind of fills up the area next to the bar. And then of course in the rest of the room itself, we can start thinking about like maybe some little tables and stuff, but something I really need, so I know I'm gonna need to start building some like beer taps and things like that. So something I've seen before, I've seen plenty of other people do, is using trip hooks, but I don't think I actually have any crafted. So let's just grab some iron if I can find something in the mess that currently is our storage. And now I know I need to actually move in all of this stuff into the storage hall that Eden made last episode, so I do need to move that in. So at the moment it's a little bit of a challenge to find anything that I actually need. But anyway, I've got some iron. Now I can't quite remember what the crafting recipe is for this. So okay, sticks, planks, and iron nuggets. Okay, let's get some nuggets, and then oh, there we go. Okay, so we don't need too many. Let's just start with like a reasonable amount like this, and yeah. So if we put them on the barrels, this looks like a beer barrel, and I think that's going to work perfectly for us. So let's have a few of these lined up like this. Yeah, I love that. That's really cool. It's simple, but you get the gist of what it actually is, I think. I mean, obviously with Minecraft, the main thing is that you really do have to use your imagination when you're building, because obviously there's missing a lot of real world items. So you really kind of just have to use what's in the game to your advantage, and I think the trip hooks looks quite nice like this. I don't think I've ever used trip hooks as an actual redstone component before, but I think as a decorative block, I think that actually looks quite good. So yeah, that's looking really good. So I've added a few shelves in as well to just give ourselves a bit of an idea as to where we could go with this. So I think that's quite good. But I think really something that's going to really come in our favor is paintings. Now, in like a speakeasy, I mean, or like any kind of bar, you kind of see a lot of like different decorative things and different things up on the walls. So I think this is going to really help like mix things up a little bit, add a bit of color and just like variation, because otherwise it's very wood heavy and it might be a bit much on the eyes. So I think, yeah, I mean, especially now that they added in a load of new paintings into the game, I think it was only going to really make sense really that we add a few of those in and make use of them. I love all the new ones they've added in. I think it's going to be perfect, so we're definitely going to go heavy on that. But also, I think what we could also add in is some brewing stands, because I'm not sure exactly what they should really look like, but I don't know, it just like feels like something that just, I don't know, like you could think of being in a bar. It just looks like something, like a coffee maker or something. So yeah, like I think that works. Anyway, it just adds, I mean, it's also got a bit of different color to it, and obviously you've got the particle effects off of it as well. So, I think that works. And then obviously we're going to add in some like potted plants and things. So that will make a nice difference, I think. And then on the sides, I think if we add in some more like bookshelves and these looms where they're like facing the other way, then yeah, it kind of looks like some sort of like storage space, some shelves, or little compartments and things on the side, so it kind of fills it out. But yeah, this is looking cool. Okay, I'm getting happier and happier as we go along with this. I wasn't so sure to begin with, like where I was going to go with this, but actually, this is looking pretty good. So let's just have a look at this. Yeah, this is looking really good. Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit more confident now as we're getting more and more into a flow. So yeah, I just need to think now where we want to go next with this, but this is looking cool. Right, now that we have actually have the bar itself, let's actually add in a bit more detail into the surrounding walls. So I think what's going to work really well is if we fill in some like stair blocks on each corner of these little pillars and then add in the dark oak trapdoors. So they look those perfect like wood paneling blocks. So I think that's already making quite a big difference. We can add it on the bottom as well. And then we can add in some tables. So I think what's going to work really well is just some really simple tables like this. So like just using trapdoors and like stair blocks with some signs that surround it. So that's going to look really good. So if we add a few of these kind of like dotted around, and then what we can do is we can actually add some decorations to the table. So I've actually got a little data pack on this world where we can actually make item frames invisible. So if we add in some stuff like bowls, then that's going to look a bit like a plate if we make it invisible, if I can actually do it right. So I think I need to be a little bit closer. So like this, I think, yeah, like this. That does the trick. So yeah, it's going to look a bit like a plate, I think. And then we had a few of those dotted around, and then we probably can also just add in some flower pots, but not for plants this time, but actually make them look like a bit more like tankards. So I know we've got some dotted around for actual plants, but I think if we add a couple, they're probably about the closest things we can actually get to like a tankard for beers and stuff. And then, yeah, so just add in a few more bowls and stuff. And I probably can add in like some, maybe like wooden shovels or something to be like some, I don't know, some cutlery. But yeah, just something to be on the table so they're not completely bland. So yeah, this is starting to look pretty good. I missed a clock when I was doing the bar, so I just figured that I needed to add in a clock to the wall, because obviously we're deep underground. We have no idea whether it's day or night, so having something like up there like that is going to do the trick. Cool, so I'm pretty happy now with how things have come out with the whole bar area, so it's now time for us to turn our attention to the little side room that we've got. So we've got this little space here, and it's just right, I think, for a little cloak room. So in the functional sense, what I'm thinking about doing is making this like an area where me and Eden can actually store all of our spare armor and like tools and stuff. But in the essence of the actual speakeasy, I'm thinking it's going to be like obviously where you come in and hung up all your coats or cloaks or whatever. So I think it's going to be perfect for that. So let's just quickly sort this out so it looks a bit like the bar. It's the same sort of style with the paneling and everything. And it's going to give us something nice to sort of start working with. Now, as I mentioned right at the start, we actually have these water columns that are already running through the whole area. So what I've done is I've just opened them up so they're actually accessible. So if we want to have a quick way up to the initial starter area, then we can go straight on up here, but also we can drop down to the bottom of the mountain. So I think that works quite well, and it saves something to actually completely tear it down or do something else. But what I'm going to need now is a few armor stands. This is going to obviously where I want to mount up some armor, like for, you know, maybe I'm thinking like have a set for like gold, iron, diamond, eventually netherite. Again, I mean, I've got obviously my main netherite armor, but if I ever get around to making some spare netherite armor, then maybe we'll have one for that as well. So I've got a few smooth stones, so I think let's make up some stands. And then what we can do is if we remove some of these trapdoors, let's just add in, I think, like some barrels just around the sides like this. And then on the center one, what we can do is we can actually place in the armor stand like that. Yeah, so that's gonna look pretty cool. If you think you're gonna have a few of these kind of like lining up down the sort of the hallway here, not hallway, the cloak room, then I think that's going to look quite cool. It's going to like add in its own little feature to the area. As I said, keep it really functional. And that's really the key, obviously, of it. I really am happy to go in full on the aesthetic and kind of tell a bit of story with the builds, but I also want to make things really functional. So I want to make sure that there's a really good reason that we want to keep coming here like time and time again whilst in our world. So storing in like the essentials like spare armor and things, I think that's a good enough reason as any. So yeah, let's add in iron for this one. And then I think let's make the next, so we made the next one diamond already, but then what we could also do is make use of some more coat hooks and trip hooks is what I meant to say, but what I'm trying to say is that we can actually make them look like coat hooks by putting them in item frames and making them invisible. So that looks pretty good, I think. Okay, so time for the sort of final room now, and that is going to be our main sort of like entertainment areas, where I really want to build in like a bit of an area maybe for like a music stand and like a dance floor and some more like kind of like booths and stuff really for people to kind of kick back and enjoy. So as I said a little while ago, me and Eden actually got together and we went and found pretty much all of the discs in the game. We had quite an adventure, so I think what's best to do is show some of that. So one of the first things that we actually did is we built up a music disc farm. This is so that we could get at least a bulk of the common main discs that you typically have, well, have always really existed in the game. So obviously the best way to get them is through making a farm where we can get the skeletons to shoot at creepers. And if you get them to do that, then what the creeper ends up doing is dropping a random music disc. So that proved to be really fruitful, and we were actually able to get every single one of those common discs in no time at all, actually. So that proved really useful. And then we actually had a lot of adventures where we went and found some of the other less common discs. So here is when me and Eden actually went into the Nether and went off on some adventures to find Pig Step.
1 arrow left. Go on, be a last shot. Yes, got him. Right, I have no arrows left.
I've got 25.
Okay. You are
Make the
now
shots
the
count. For now, I might.
Oh, back up.
Yeah. It's got in that hole. Well, there we go. Yeah.
There's a bunch.
Right.
Yeah, right. The brute's got you've got the attention of the brute, so get rid of him because we can drop down here then.
Cool. Done.
Okay, right. So take out one block. Oh.
Don't jump in there, whatever you do.
Get some more building blocks and just start filling in the lava. At least
no.
Careful.
Oh, yep.
Really need shulker boxes.
Yes. Well, there's nothing in here apart from gold. Oh no, there is a chest. Neverite, scrap, Neverite, up, smithing table, crying, it's a Neverite. Yeah, I got a load of Neverite.
Another diamond shovel.
there's a lot of these diamond shovels.
Nothing else of note, really. Oh my word, there's one right below us.
There we go, that's those guys taken care of.
Mark, one's behind you. Oh, it's stuck.
Phew.
There is one below you as well. Do not fall.
Not fall. Okay. Oh yeah, I can see him.
And there, so we've got a decent little platform just to get...
Neverite ingots, upgrade template, more gilded blackstone.
Diamond swords in that one.
Ooh, nice. It was this point in the adventure where immediately had been searching for many hours without any luck, trying to find Pigstep, and then things took a real turn for the worse. Oh!
Ciao. Oh no.
Oh!
I'm down here too.
Oh no! Oh no! Eden!
Oh no.
Oh no! At this point, I'd love to tell you that things got better, but spoiler, they didn't. I know it's my axe because it's only got efficiency. Oh no, it's efficiency 5. That's your axe. Oh no!
Oh no! Cobblestone.
It's going downhill.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
No, I mean our luck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no! Why are you killing me? No, I didn't do anything. He remembered. After all of that death and adventure, we never actually ended up finding Pigstep, which was a real shame because we'd had so much fun. So in the end, we actually ended up resorting to trading with one of the other players on the server who happened to have one in his collection. But anyway, we had so much fun. So what I want to do now is I want to kind of carry on this room and I want to build in a jukebox system so we can actually play all of these discs. So I actually found a really cool design that is going to basically allow us to basically play like automatically like one disc after the other. And it also has the ability to kind of skip tracks like midway through playing them, which is actually not something that's like done by default because typically if you have a hopper beneath a jukebox, it just doesn't pull out the disc until it's finished playing. But this design, it actually allows you to skip them. So that's going to be really cool. So I will leave a link in the description down below and let's get building. This jukebox system is actually surprisingly compact. I was actually able to fit it in quite nicely underneath the bar. So you'd never really know it's there because obviously eventually we're going to basically cover this over and it's just going to be obviously just the controls themselves are going to be exposed. So that's going to work really well. But let's just grab in all of our discs. So we did actually have all the other discs from like some other adventures where in the previous a couple of episodes back we actually did a like trial chamber run and we managed to get some of the new ones there as well. So we pretty much got everything now. So if we just go and load up our system with all of the discs, then we can actually test it out and see if it actually works because I did kind of build myself a little bit of a Limatica schematic to kind of get it built more easily on the world. So I'm hoping that I've actually done everything correctly. And sometimes it's a little bit hard to tell once you're sort of following one of them. Anyway, yes, load in this and then we can turn it on and then see how we go from there. Oh yeah, this is working nicely. Awesome. Okay, this is exactly what I had in mind. This is going to be perfect. And this system actually will basically cycle through the discs one at a time. So it's really cool because it actually avoids repeating them all until they've actually played through one play of each of the music discs. So that's awesome. But what I need to do now is I want to build a redstone line leading through from the jukebox area into this center area. This is where we're going to be building in a dance floor. So something that I figured out that I could do quite easily was basically using like observer lines, and we can have like basically like redstone lamps sat on top of them to make like wave patterns and stuff. So if we just add in a few rows of these, and we can basically pulse through them. And I think it's going to look really cool. So yeah, it's going to be quite expensive in terms of the number that we need, because we need a lot of observers for this and obviously a lot of redstone lamps. But I think it's going to look really cool. So we just add in the layer of redstone lamps like this. And then if we actually power this on in a second, this is going to look really cool. Yeah, this is looking awesome. Look at that. Look at that. This is really cool. And this is going to look even better once we actually start decorating out the whole area really and start really kind of bringing it to life. If I could avoid falling down into holes. But the one thing that always makes me laugh is the expressions that the observers make when they have the pulse passing through them. It looks really comical. I know no one's going to ever see this but me, but it just makes me chuckle thinking about it underneath there. But anyway, let's start filling this out. So we're just going to need to kind of build out the skeleton like this, and then we can pretty much start doing a bit more of the same that we've been doing around the rest of the whole area. And just kind of build out the walls, put in the ceiling, and then we can kind of go from there. I've run out of wood. I need to collect some more again now. I've done this probably about 2 more times now since the original collection of all the resources. It just seems to be going, I mean, I know it's wood heavy, but I've been going through so much. But another quick distraction, I think, something else really that I need to do and I've been meaning to do for a little while, is my shovel. And the thing is, it's got no efficiency on it whatsoever. So I just quickly, whilst I kind of got it on my mind, I just want to quickly see if I can actually be lucky enough to get efficiency straight up from the enchanting table. You see, I have got some villagers, but I don't have the emeralds. I don't have any means of getting any emeralds. So I need to still use the enchanting table. So let's see if we can get some luck with this. Oh, there we go. Okay, efficiency 2, first try. That was an efficiency 3. Whoa, okay, 2 for 2. That's awesome. Okay, so we should be able to combine some of these books. And here we go. Let's see. That's still efficiency 2. Okay, 2 efficiency 2s, efficiency 3. Let's do that. And then we've got another efficiency 3. So we put the efficiency 3 and efficiency 3 together and we get efficiency 4. Okay, that's going to have to do for now. And if we just apply that to my shovel, we should be finally in a better place, I think. Because I was basically using like dirt for scaffolding, and it was just occurring to me like how slow it was to actually like break them down again. So okay, that's much better. Okay, I can sleep easy now knowing that I finally got some better enchantment on my shovel. But okay, we've now finally got the whole area kind of filled in a bit more now. So we've covered over the jukebox, and I want to build up like a bit of like a music stand. So I'm thinking like a little like set, but I don't know. I was toing and fromming, so I did actually mess around in the creative world a little bit to kind of figure out something about what I wanted to build. Now, I don't know if this is fully in theme with the speakeasy or not, but I'm thinking about making like some speakers on either side here, and making kind of like a little bit of a controller area here in the middle where we can kind of like, someone's going to be there to kind of manage all the playlists, you know, for all of the people that want to come back and chill in this whole speakeasy and make the most of the music and, you know, the good drinks and the good vibes. So something like this, I think. And then I'm going to use some of the workstations and stuff like this just to kind of like mix up the whole area a little bit. And just going to make it look a bit more interesting. I'm just kind of messing around at this point. It's nothing too special or crazy, but just something to look at really as we're kind of in the main dance floor area. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. It's, you know, it's nothing too special. It's humble, but I think that works quite nicely. But I do need a little bit of the glazed terracotta, the yellow glazed terracotta to be precise, because I was using a little bit in the bar area and it looked really nice to kind of meld like, basically like the edge of the area just below. So I've had a bit of like kind of break things up a little bit, just add like a little bit of pop of color Maybe like, I suppose it'd be like a little, I don't know, not rug, but I don't know, just a little bit of detail. It just makes it look a little bit more fancy. And I just think it works. I think it fits in quite well with dark oak. It was something that I was experimenting with. And I don't know, it breaks things up a little bit. Otherwise, the problem is, it just kind of feels like it's too continual with all like the wooden planks kind of following through from the dance floor into the area kind of behind the music set. So yeah, just by adding that in and some like carpet blocks and stuff here, I think this is going to look pretty good. But I do want to add in like a little backdrop thing here. So I'm thinking we could actually add in some of our excess music discs, a few more paintings and stuff, and something like this. Like, I don't know. I am just messing around. Like, don't judge me too much. Hopefully it's going to look all right. Finally, let's just fill in now the dance floor area with a mixture of magenta and blue colors. So I think this is probably going to work best with all of the wood planks and everything else along those lines. And then I think I was going to spend a little bit of time on touching up with some final details in the room. And then I think we can pretty much call this project complete. It's actually quite hard to believe how much we've actually managed to accomplish this episode. I really am chuffed to bits with how everything has come out. I mean, this is better than I could ever possibly imagine. So from the secretive charm of the speakeasy, to the groovy jukebox system, and of course the vibrant dance floor area and our little cloak room and everything else, it has all come together so well. So I hope you've really enjoyed the process as much as I have. It has been an absolute blast. So let me know down in the comments what your favorite part is and what you're excited for next time, and if you have any suggestions for what we could actually do as well in the future. So with all that, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.